Hey guys, so today I'm actually going to be doing the new to booktube tag because even though I made videos for a while, I'm still pretty new here, and honestly I've been kind of putting it off because it's a lot of questions, but I think that they are pretty important questions, especially because if you are new to a booktube channel, it's nice to get to know you a little bit more. So I probably should have done this way forever ago, but since I'm still only been doing this for like a month, I think I still qualify. And also I messed up my intro 3 times already. If that doesn't say new to booktube, then I don't know what does. I'm getting this. The original tag is from, I have it up right now. The original tag is from the channel called Between Chapters, and I just subscribed to her as of right now because I think that she looks really cool and I like the way that she talks about books, and some of her recent videos seem pretty interesting. So you can go there and see. Apparently there's also something called the booktube newbie tag, but this one's different from that one. I don't know. I haven't seen the booktube newbie tag. So the first question is, where are you joining us from? I'm from Southern California, so I have been blessed to have 75-degree weather all year round, which is amazing, and I really love it here. And honestly, it's hard for me to picture myself living anywhere but Southern California, but I also love traveling, so my goal is to travel around as much as I can and then come back to Southern California. Question number 2 is, how old are you? I am 21 years old. I actually just turned 21 a couple months ago. Why did you join booktube? I joined booktube because I love talking about books, and recently I started getting really back into reading and I started watching a lot of other booktubers, and it seems to be like a part of YouTube that's growing really fast, and I just really loved being a part of it. I love the community. I love how there isn't as much drama in this community as there is in other communities that I've seen on YouTube, so I just really like it so far. Obviously it's not perfect, but I think that it's just overall it's a lot better than other places I've seen, other deep dark corners of YouTube than I've been to. Question number 4 is, what is the meaning behind your channel name? I covered this a little bit in the Alice in Wonderland book tag that I kind of did. I'm a really big fan of Lewis Carroll and his book Alice in Wonderland, which I've kind of said before in a couple other videos. I just love the word frumious because it not only ties back to Lewis Carroll, but it's a mix of fuming and furious, and it just makes it sounds like a really fierce word. The next question is, what types of books do you read and what types of books do you want to talk about on here? Honestly, I read all types of books. I kind of like more of the travel or the adventure type books. I'm very much someone who loves adventures, and so I love reading about them, and I love just any kind of fiction or fantasy. I love all genres of books, honestly. I'm probably going to try and keep up to date with a bunch of the books that are turning into movies, because I know that those are really like popular right now, and I think they're really cool, and I just love seeing everybody's opinions on how they thought the book adapted into a movie, what things that they should have put in, what things that they should have left out, that sort of thing. Yeah, I really want to talk about just books I love, because that's what I'm passionate about, and this is a channel just basically for me to kind of talk about things I love and share them with people who also might like these things, which is basically what booktube is. It's just a bunch of people talking about their favorite books together. Who are some of your favorite authors? Okay, well, when I was a kid, I loved Philip Pullman. I loved his Dark Materials series that he wrote. I'm also a huge fan of Jodi Picoult. I love her book. Obviously, J.K. Rowling is a favorite of mine. So there you go. That's the answer to that question. What is the last book that you read? The last book that I read was, oh god, what was it? It was for the Book Buddy-a-thon, so I think it was, it was The Kitchen House. That was what it was, and it was really good. I kind of talked about it a little bit in my last Book Buddy-a-thon video, so go check it out if you want to hear more about it. The next question is, show us your current TBR pile. So I'm going to go through my current TBR pile. Some of these I've already seen, because 2 of them were in my unboxing video, and one of them was from the Booktube-a-thon challenge that I kind of failed at. Oops, sorry guys, that week-long thing that I said I was going to read a ton of books, but it was also the week I went to Europe, so that kind of didn't happen. So 2 of these you guys have already seen. It's one of them is The Awakening by Katie Chopin, and the other is The Life of Pi. I've already kind of talked about these books. Another one was that I just recently got, and it's called Plain Song by Kent Haruf. I don't know if you'll have to say that. No, I haven't read much about this, but I know he brings together a bunch of characters in a way that's really different. Yeah, it sounds really good. I'm really interested in that. This one is Forgotten Voices of the Holocaust. This is one of the ones that I got while I was in Europe. And it's basically a story of all the people who have survived the Holocaust, whose stories haven't been told yet, or whose stories aren't as well known. So I haven't had a chance to read this yet, but that's still on my list. This one is one of the ones from the Booktube-a-thon week. It is The Global Soul by Pico Iyer. I'm really excited to read it. I kind of already talked about it. And then this one is actually a newer one, which I forgot about, but I found while I was moving back in. It's called People of the Book. But look, it's got a cool map. I like that. I like when they do that. It's called People of the Book by Geraldine Brooks. People of the Book by Geraldine Brooks. It's basically about a librarian who goes on an adventure, from what I've gathered. So yeah, I don't really know what it's about, but I've started a little bit of it. It's really good so far. I'm really excited. I love the maps in it. It makes it more interactive. So that is my current TBR pile. We'll see how many of those I get through. Okay, so this one's kind of long. It says, I'm gonna have to read it because I don't remember everything. Which do you prefer, hardcover or paperback, ebooks or physical books, owning or borrowing books? I'm gonna go last one first. Honestly, I prefer owning books because I just feel like once I have them, they're mine and I don't have to worry about keeping them nice or pretty. I prefer having paperback. I don't like hardback books that much. I have hardback books, obviously, but I prefer paperback because I feel like they're easier to transport and they're just not as heavy to carry around. I just feel like hardback books are more for like textbooks kind of thing, so hardback books always remind me of like school books that I have to be careful with. So I just prefer having paperbacks because I feel like they're more comfortable, more like personable. Ebooks or physical books? I see the appeal of ebooks and I do read ebooks sometimes for certain things, but I would prefer physical books. I feel the only time I prefer ebooks is if I can find an ebook that's cheaper than a physical book. What book or series got you into reading? I've always been a reader, honestly. Like even when I was a baby, like I was reading books all the time. You know what it was? The Magic Tree House books. How many of you guys loved the Magic Tree House books? I actually wrote the author and she wrote me a letter back and she told me about her one of her books. It was gonna be like the gorillas surfing on at sunset or something like that. Like that was the book title, and she just said thank you for writing, and yeah, it was amazing. So if you're watching this, Mary Pope Osborne, I still have that letter you sent me, and honestly your books got me into reading so many other books, and that is the first book series that I fell in love with, was the Magic Tree House. Oh my gosh, I just had a nostalgic moment. I love those books. I miss them. That's definitely the book series that got me into reading more, was the Magic Tree House. Next question is, how did you discover BookTube? I discovered BookTube because I was, what was it? It was Poland, Bananas, and Books. I saw one of her videos just up in my recommendations and I clicked on it and she had so much energy. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. She's so funny and just has so much energy and just so personable. So that kind of got me into it too. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't even know this was a part of YouTube, but it makes sense. Like, I think it's awesome now. Next question is, what challenges do you think you'll face with your own channel? Honestly, I think the only challenge I'll have is just kind of keeping up to date with stuff. I know that there's a ton of like hashtags and top fives and, you know, different challenges that happen on BookTube, and I want to be a part of them, but also I'm really kind of have my own life to live, and I have, you know, school and work and all this kind of stuff that takes up a lot of time. So I'm just kind of, that's the only challenge I'll face, is making time to record videos or to read as many books as I want to. Like, reading alone takes up so much time, and it's kind of hard to keep up to date with when you're so busy. Last one is, where can we find you? So basically Tumblr, Twitter, Bookmooch, and YouTube. Yeah, and if you found my YouTube, you're already here, so congratulations, good job. So that was it. That was my new to booktube tag. The original one is on Between Chapters. Go check out her channel. She's really cool, seems really nice and awesome. So I will talk to you guys later, and I will probably upload a video later on this week. Okay.